Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hey, it's Olivia. Welcome back to Divorce Happens. Today I'm answering another listener letter, and this one I want to read to you in full because I think so many of you are going to hear yourselves in it. She wrote, "Hey, Olivia, we already told the kids we're getting divorced, and honestly, it went better than I expected in the moment. They seemed okay, maybe even too okay, but now it's like a switch flipped. The questions won't stop. Where will I sleep? Will I still see my friends? Do you love each other? Is it my fault?" And I'm trying to answer them while also barely holding myself together inside. I don't know what to say. I don't know how much is too much to share. I don't know if I'm saying the right things or accidentally making it worse. What the heck do I do here? Okay, first, what you're describing is completely normal, and I want you to really let that land. Because when you're in the middle of it, fielding question after question while you're barely keeping yourself together, it can feel like something is wrong, like you missed something, like the conversation didn't go the way it should have. It did. You're okay. Your kids are okay. That fine in the moment reaction is actually textbook child psychology. Kids often go quiet at first because they're processing something too big to feel all at once. Their nervous systems are absorbing a seismic shift, and the initial calm is often just the eye of the storm, not the end of it. The flood of questions that comes later, that's them starting to actually digest it. And here's the part I really want you to hear. The fact that your kids feel safe enough to bring those questions to you, that means something. That is trust. That is attachment. You built that. So even in this hard season, that is working. Now, let's talk about what your kids actually need to hear from you. And the answer is not everything, not the full story, not every complicated, painful feeling you're carrying. Just 3 things repeated as many times as they need to hear them. This is not your fault. You will be loved and taken care of by both of us, and you will always have a home. That's it. Those are the anchors. Everything else, the logistics, the schedules, the details that haven't been figured out yet, can be answered with, "I don't know yet, but we're working on it." That's an honest and appropriate answer for a child. What they cannot tolerate is uncertainty about love and safety. So make those the constants and give yourself grace on everything else. And when it comes to the questions themselves, you do not have to answer every single one perfectly in the moment. I want you to give yourself explicit permission to say, "That's a really good question, and I want to make sure I give you a really good answer. Can I think about it and come back to you tonight?" That is not avoidance. That's not failing them. That is modeling something extraordinarily valuable. That hard questions deserve careful thought, not panicked, half-formed answers that you'll spend the next 3 days second-guessing. You are teaching them, in real time, how to sit with hard things. Here's a skill I want to give you that I think will genuinely change how these conversations feel. Start listening for the question underneath the question. Children, especially young ones, don't always have the language to ask what they actually mean. So when your child asks, "Will I still see my friends?" they're really asking, "Is my whole world going to disappear?" When they ask, "Do you still love each other?" they're often asking something even more tender. Is love something that can just stop? Could you stop loving me? You don't have to answer the surface question perfectly. Answer the fear underneath it. Your life is going to keep going. Your friendships, your school, your routines. We are going to protect as much of that as we possibly can. And my love for you is not something that ever changes, ever. Now, if your child asks whether any of this is their fault, I need you to stop everything and address that one directly and completely. Even if they haven't said it out loud yet, there's a very good chance they are thinking it. Children are egocentric by developmental design. It's not a flaw, it's just how their brains work at this stage. They instinctively connect everything that happens in their world back to themselves, which means without explicit reassurance, many kids will quietly conclude that something they did, said, or felt caused this. Look them in the eye, get down to their level if you can, and say it plainly. This is 100% a grown-up decision. Nothing that you did or said or thought or felt caused this. Nothing you could have done would change it. This is ours to carry, not yours. And then say it again another day, and again after that, because this is one of those things that needs to be said more than once to actually be believed. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about you. You are trying to be emotionally present for your children while you yourself are grieving. That is not a small thing. That is an enormous thing. And I don't want you to just nod and move past it. You are co-regulating your children, helping their nervous system stay calm while your own nervous system is under enormous strain. Please hear me when I say this. You do not have to be perfect at this. You don't have to have a script ready for every question. You don't have to hold it together every single time. In fact, a little realness can go a long way. Saying something like, I feel sad sometimes too, and that's okay. We're allowed to have big feelings in this family. That's not weakness. It's not oversharing. It is modeling emotional honesty in a way that actually helps your children feel less alone in their own feelings and more confident that hard emotions are survivable. That is a gift. A few practical things that can help in this season. Like, keep routines as consistent as you possibly can, because predictability is safety for kids when everything else feels uncertain. Let them bring things up on their own timeline, but don't deflect or change the subject when they do. Consider a few sessions with a child therapist, not because something is wrong, but because having one warm, neutral adult who is entirely in their corner is genuinely valuable right now. And give yourself the same permission to fall apart in private that you're giving your kids to fall apart with you. You need somewhere to put this too. You are doing harder work than most people will ever fully understand, and you are not doing it wrong. Okay, that's it for me today. Just remember, you are so much further along than you think. I'll see you next time. Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.